Hello everybody and welcome back to Keep It Real. Thank you very much for tuning in. Episode number 20 today. I know the number, nice round number, number 20. Now we're not going to quite do our usual thing. Jump into this view for a change. Yeah, not quite doing our usual thing because I pretty much know the yard is good. We tidied it right at the end of the last episode. The animals had enough food to get themselves going for a little while. I like to pull out of that junction. They don't really look, do they? Shocking. So we're going to head straight to the pub anyway. And hopefully pick up a fertilising contract. Because we know baling is no good. Hopefully, eventually, that will fix itself. But for here and now, it pays out really well. But it doesn't pay out at all. Just because there's something weird going on. So hopefully, there is a fertilizer contract. I'm pretty sure there would be. Part of me thinks when I checked in the last episode there was one appeared, but I'm not too sure. If there is, that is what we're going to get straight into. Okay, here we are. So, a heck of a lot of baling again. Okay, right. To be honest, not really what I wanted, but certainly better than nothing. Also a little weeding one there, which isn't too bad. Now, field number 33, I imagine that is not a very big field. The equipment, I suppose, is quite modern compared to what we've been using normally, but it's not exactly big, is it? So we're going to accept that contract, but I'm just going to do some quick adaptation to the map. Okay, right, and we'll borrow those items as well. There we go. So just quickly off camera then, all I do is I basically set the store delivery mod to get it put in position of the field, just for the kind of realism touch, I guess. But right, let's try and back ourselves out of here without causing any accidents. Forget my neck can't turn that far. Good. Right, we'll get on with this contract. So I don't think this one will take too long. This is pretty much the field just next door. I missed the turn in now, look. The field just next door to the one that we did a few episodes back, maybe. I think it was a few. It was in the Fiat Agri, which kind of made me think that's why I wanted it, because it was quite powerful for what it was. But yeah, that didn't take very long at all. And I think I want to say that we did cultivating in that one. Now, what I don't know is how to get there. I should have looked, really, shouldn't I? Let's open the minimap. Cool. So we did say I could use that if the car was modern enough for it, which it certainly is. Okay, and it is that field there. And there is our equipment in the distance. So we'll take the correct road. Down here we go. So yeah, anyway, I hope everyone is really well. Obviously, in the meantime, I've put out the pilot episode. It's a shorter episode. It's definitely shorter than what I like to do, but I wanted to get something out just to keep a little bit of momentum, I guess is the right word. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed it. It certainly got a lot of views. It was peaking quite well on the view front, actually. Yeah, it's been my top performing video, I think, on views for a little while, which is really good. It's also given me a very small boost to subscribers, not a huge amount, but you know, it's just nice to have people that are looking forward to the next episodes. Okay, right, so let's just connect this up, and we can start this contract. To be honest, this is barely worth a time lapse or even a kind of cutscene, I think. And I've got a few bits to talk about anyway, so we'll just get this connected up a minute, and then I'll just carry on chatting, just like normal. Now, let's raise that. Same with the weight, make sure I actually raise the weight. Fertilizer into the thing. Do I need to fill it? I'll just fill it for now. It adds quite a bit of weight to it though. Okay, right, and we'll get on with this. This is not going to take long at all, definitely not. So anyway, I'm going to keep chatting, so don't expect too many episodes this week. It is, of course, without maybe me realising, one of my... am I meant to connect to PTO? Does it have a PTO? No, just hoses. Yep, one of my favourite times of the year. I completely forgot it is half term. So I do have all 3 children. As you can imagine, I'm probably not going to get 2 of these episodes out this week. So I think this will be just the one. I'm recording this now Tuesday morning, just before I start work. Hopefully this will come out for Wednesday. That's my plan. And then that just gives me 3, I'd say days, 3 kind of very, very short evenings once they're all in bed and I've got rid of them, to try and get the first episode of the new roleplay story, the new chapter, I guess is what I'm calling it. So yeah, I don't really have a lot of time to get that episode done, but I need to make sure it's, you know, it needs to be a half decent episode, because it tends to be the first episode of a series that pulls new viewers in and gets a higher kind of view intake. And I think, to be honest, it's just because of what you can call the video. You know, if I'm calling a video start from scratch, that seems to interest people. A lot of people tune in. So if I'm going to do something like that, it needs to be a half decent episode, just so that, you know, I might get some extra people who enjoy it on top of all of you guys who are already on it. So I need to put the right amount of time into it. I don't want to rush it and do half a job, but I don't want to not do it at all just because I don't have the time. It's a bit of a balancing act this week. I have also thought up, and I won't say too much, but I have thought up episode 2. I kind of know how I want that to go. And I'm thinking it's going to tie in probably with kind of Halloween. So I've got a cool little episode planned. Or I think it's cool anyway. And it's going to be a bit of a mystery episode, I think, but I've got it to fit in quite well with the actual farmyard, so that should be good. Right, see, barely worth it. Do need to, actually, I almost ran away with that, didn't I? I need to empty that again, otherwise we'll be getting extra money for not doing anything, and I don't want to do that. So I'm probably only like 6 or 7 minutes into recording and I've already done a contract, which is great, but I was hoping for a much bigger one than that, I'm not going to lie. We'll head back straight to the pub, collect our wages. Hopefully there might be someone else at the pub now that it's a bit later on in the morning. I've just realised again, it's on 0.5 and I'm sure it's not me that changes that. I'll jump it up to 15 for a couple of minutes just to kind of catch up. That is annoying. I do like it when it progresses through quite quickly, because things change, new things go in the shop, just kind of works quite well. So once we've collected contracts, main agenda, by the way, for today is I need to get a couple more cows. Now I knew this, and I was even having discussions with kind of friends and work colleagues. You know, we were talking about how cows are kind of herding animals, and then as soon as I did it, I put 1 cow in there. It's just not right, is it? It's just not fair. And yeah, you guys kind of confirm that in the comments as well. I probably shouldn't leave 1 cow if we're trying to kind of loosely dabble with these whole realism rules. Definitely need to have more than the 1 cow. So we're going to get a couple more. I am just going to stick with females for a minute. So we're going to buy another grown female. Maybe not fully grown, but a bigger. And we're also going to get a female calf. And that's why we need the contracts. And that's why really we need an additional one than just this. Because next month there's $2.5 grand of bills. This contract's pretty much only paying for our bills. And that is it. So we do need more. Okay, there we go. So it's shown as completed. So collect, obviously, I didn't even take into account the fact that we've lost a bit. So 1,942. Good, is what it is. Right, and I'll just check now. I doubt, no, there's no more. There is that weeding one. Again, it's not like I don't like these. I need to do a contract like you actually get paid for. But 773 quid, and it's going to remove £406 for the use of the weeder. So we're going to make like £300 from that. Really not worth it. So it is what it is. It probably doesn't help that I've not had the time set to kind of a decent speed, but that will catch itself up. So in the meantime, we'll have to head back to the yard. We'll grab the cattle trailer, Obviously that only takes one at a time anyway. We'll just head to the animal market and we'll pick up one more animal. Don't know which one. Again, you know, that money we got now, 3,571. A little bit of that is going to be leasing, because we have got a couple of pieces of equipment which are being leased, and I know I do need to return one of them today. And also those bills. So, you know, the £800 rent, the just over £1,500 for the loan repayment. Yeah, I've got to be careful. Got to be careful. I can't really be spending more than £1,000 as it stands. Now, I have also done a bit of testing off screen because I was getting a bit frustrated with it, but the ducks do generate eggs, which is amazing. So I think it must just be something weird with the pen, maybe when it very first starts out, just starting to build up the eggs. But you know, where I've been getting frustrated, it's not really changing a great deal, and it really hasn't been changing. I will check it now, in fact, but it does eventually. So I skipped a couple of months. It does definitely start going up, which is great. So don't have to worry too much about changing that, because I really do like the look of it. Let's just see if it's changed now. No, so it's still showing 5, but yeah, I'm not so concerned now. So once it started getting up to like in the 20s, it also started to show in this animal section, wherever it is. So where it says 0 pieces there, clearly there's 5. Quite soon that does start to show the right amount, so it does work eventually. Now, these guys, yeah, they still got a decent amount of food, but I feel I'm probably going to have to buy some more bags of food as well. They'll last until the next episode or two, I reckon. We're definitely still feeling the struggle, that's for sure. There is still a lot to do. Now let's just head up here, we'll just go for a little jog. How are these guys getting on? So 345 litres, they do spawn at 500. So potentially we may actually have 1,000 of these in the next episode or two. How much are they worth? While we're here, while we're in the zone, let's have a look. I know I've checked it before, but it's just hard to remember everything, isn't it? So apples. So okay, so £1,100-ish roughly. When's the best time? Pretty much now, actually, or the next game month is the best time of the year. Hopefully we'll have 2 500-litre packs of them to sell. I reckon we will. So there's about £1,000 there next month. So that's good. That gives me a little bit of relief around spending a bit of money now. Let's just head out again, go for a little jog. Make sure we're doing alright here. Definitely doing good. Wow, 381 litres of milk. Wow. I can't believe there's that much. And the cow is definitely brown again today. She's definitely a brown cow again today. Right. That is also very interesting, isn't it? Because milk is normally worth quite a bit. To be honest, getting this cow enclosure in as early as possible is probably an absolute game changer. So September is the best time. In fact, now is probably pretty much the worst. So if it's 1,100 at its worst, at its best, nice. So probably £1,300-1,400. We're going to have 1,000 litres by then, I reckon, by September. So another thing though, another cost comes with that. We've got the food, we've got the water, that's fine. We don't have the means to transport it. It is a real shame I can't just pick these up, chuck these on the back, isn't it? That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Just chuck them in the pickup and sell them that way. Although 1,000 litres of milk, it's probably quite a few trips. Right, anyway, a lot of talking. So I did say last episode I needed to return this. So I loaded it up ready. I remember I collected it. So we'll just head to the shop now, return that. Obviously we need to do it in the tractor. But that just saves a little bit of money. This is something we're leasing, which actually, to be honest, I don't even know if we will do potatoes again. It's a very small field. We'll probably get a half decent yield from it, but obviously potatoes aren't really worth a great deal. Oh, he's letting me out. It's nice of him, wasn't it? You'll regret it. I can only do 19 miles per hour. Right, lovely. So yeah, just talking about it then, before I cut out. I don't think we will do potatoes a second time around. I really think now, I know, like I've said, I really want to get another tractor out. I think that's important because we're going to need a tractor capable of picking up a decent amount of weight with a front loader. But I think now we also need to get a second field. We really do. And then I'm kind of going with, maybe, it changes a lot. I have these bright ideas. This field here with the potatoes, we'll harvest it up, make a little bit of money, and I'll probably turn that into an extension of the yard. Yeah, in actual fact, I think what I'm thinking, I should say, is going to look quite cool. So like I've tiered the barn, the cow barn, I've tiered it off, it's on a higher level. I would tier this into 2 more levels. We'll have a lower level, we'll have a middle level, and then obviously the barn will be at the top level. And it will kind of be like an S to get around them all. So I can see it in my head, but right at the very bottom here, I'm going to put a house. Some sort of house, don't know what it'll be, getaway with a log cabin maybe. Something that just kind of justifies it having an actual address, which gives us the option to still have loans in the future. And then I'll probably on this middle tier do a couple more kind of sheds, maybe something else. But even with this in place, we're struggling for storage already. Look at it, we're cramming everything in already, and we're going to need a lot more bales than that. So yeah, that's my thinking. I think that'll look quite cool. This will turn into a fully functional farmyard by the time we finished. Now I'm going to stick in the man, because I did say last time this trailer has some weird little things going on with that truck. So I'm going to try it on the man. It certainly looks like it sits better, doesn't it? We'll see if we still have those weird little moments on the ground. If we do, at least I know it's not the pickup truck, and we might just have to do a little switch out of the trailer. It suits this tractor though, doesn't it? It does look great. I am thinking, by the way, I seem to remember it being quite cheap, but we can pretty much see it now. That plot of land over there, look, with all of those trees, it's where I was thinking about going before we bought this bit of land, the very starter plot. The main reason I didn't do it is because I didn't want it to be one of those kind of survival type series where literally all you do for the first 3 or 4 episodes is chop down trees. I didn't want to do that, but I am thinking now that we're progressing a bit, now that we're kind of a bit more established, maybe we're almost self-sufficient, that might be the plot to buy. I can chop a few trees down. I won't chop them all down, but I'll chop some of the middle trees down, and I'll probably plough a field and actually use that as our main field. I think that's a good deal. The chopping down of the trees will probably pay for the land. Yeah, but we'll have to do it properly. Another reason why we need to get that tractor upgrade with the ability to pick up a decent amount of weight with the front loader, because we will have to do it properly. We will have to do it with the proper tools. Either we're going to be chopping it really small and picking up little pieces at a time, which is a bit boring and that's a bit much in a time lapse, or we will do it with the front loader, with the tractor. We'll get some sort of cheap wood trailer. I know they do exist. They look really cool. I haven't actually used them either. There is definitely something going on here, because there's an icon there. Now, I've got icons turned off. The interactive zone markers, I'm sure. I'm going to check now. Zone markers are turned off. Otherwise we would have seen them at our own farm. The cows would have had them, the apple trees would have had loads of markers everywhere. Why is that still there? And also, why doesn't this sell bales? There's something strange going on here. I still feel like maybe we're going to have to do a restart of this, and I just don't want to do it. What I might do, maybe if not, is place a kind of sell anything sell point over here and just use that to sell bales. The other sell points work, by the way. Right, I've purposed that. I brought this bale with us, by the way, and this isn't one of the original bales from the contract. What I actually did, again off camera, I deleted all of those bales which I kept from the contract, and ultimately they would have just vanished eventually anyway. And then I manually placed them through Easy Dev Tools for new versions, just so they didn't disappear. If we'd completed the contract properly, they wouldn't have disappeared. But I brought this one over, and I left it here, because, you know, this will sell. If this sell point was working, that would sell. And it isn't. Something's I don't know what it is. Something's going on here. I'm pretty sure it was Tim. Thank you very much, Tim. He's going to take a copy of the save game for me and have a look at some of the kind of, I don't know, maybe the XML, some of the text documents, see if there's just an error in it that he can fix for me. And I do appreciate that. That would be great. Like I said, worst case scenario, I think we'll stick a place anything sell point here, and we'll just use that purely to sell the bales. We won't use that for anything else other than bales, but that might just be our only way around it, to be honest. But everything else does work. You know, off camera, not as part of the save game, but I've filled a trailer up with a load of grain and a load of wheat, I think, and sold that in all the other sell points, and it sells fine. So it is just here. I don't know what the deal is with it. Anyway, at least we can still buy animals. So, right, what do we get? So we've brought a cow, didn't we? Which is why she's producing milk straight away. This one is 12 months old, and probably isn't producing milk until she hits puberty, maybe? Not sure. Do we stick with the same? I think I'm going to stick with the same for a minute. Yeah, I don't like the look of the horns on that one. It looks a bit scary. Okay. There's our 1 out of 1 done. So, a bit more reasonable. £1,100. I said I don't really want to spend more than 1,000. We are cutting it pretty close. As it stands, we do not have enough money to pay the bills. But we've still got the end part of May anyway, so it's fine. Alright, let's head on back to the yard. So this is definitely a smaller cow. I don't know if this one will produce milk. Probably not. But to be honest, the rate that the other one's producing milk, we don't need it to. It's absolutely insane. 381 litres after, like, I don't even think it's been a month. Incredible. I think I might have to buy my own cow in real life. Okay, here we are. No problems. Trailer went straight over the bump. No issues on the road at all. So I think it's definitely that the hitch point on that pickup truck is just quite low. Probably not suitable for this sort of trailer. So we'll just have to stick to using the slow old man. But it's fine. Now, this trailer is incredibly difficult to reverse. It's not my driving, although my driving is pretty bad. Let's get this opened up. Turn off the engine, save a bit of fuel, and we'll get this cow into here. Change colour again. Every time I leave, you change colour. Is it rolling around in the mud, maybe? What are you doing? There we go. And all of a sudden, they are now both brown, and they're also both the same size. Amazing. Oh, that's quite funny, isn't it? Just the way it works. To be honest, it's not a downer on the mod. I think this mod is great, by the way. The enhanced animal mod. The fact that you can have calves is incredible. It's a shame that these sort of things don't make it to base game, to be honest. But, you know, each time they release a new one, they include a lot of mods from other people. So that's good. Right. I cannot spend any more money. I cannot spend any more money at all. What I need to do, really, is make some. What do I do? don't know. Right, now that we got rid of the potato harvester, I'm going to reverse that and leave it connected to the shed, to the tractor in the shed. That's what I was supposed to say. Because we're going to need that probably in the next episode, I think. So we'll leave that like that. That's fine. Shut the engine off. Great. Right, yeah, that will do there, fine. Well, what do we do? What do we do? If I thought about it, I could have done that fertiliser contract with this, because it was only a small one, and I've already got the fertiliser. That would have saved me 200-300 quid, really. I need to get into the habit of doing things like that. We're just giving money away for no reason. If we've got the equipment here, we need to try and justify it, albeit the tractor is slow. Right, well, what do I do? I'm going to finish the episode off, head into the pub, and seeing if we can pick up one more fertilising contract, which we can start in the next episode, hopefully. We have still got one whole episode to get us out of trouble, but as it stands, we are going to be minus. Probably the first time in this series that we are going to go minus. I could potentially just check in on the old credit score as well, actually, see whether or not we're able to take out any more loans. That might be a possibility. Come on, can you walk any faster? Yeah, maybe. It's moments like this I'm glad I only put like 50 quid in the tank for fuel. As crazy as it seems, it just seems easy to fill everything up, but if I did that, in moments like these we would be pretty stuffed. Wouldn't be great at all. Wow. No luck. No luck. We'll have to come back here right at the beginning of the next episode, and hopefully there is a contract. Now, I'm not 100% sure how long this has been going on for, actually, the recording. Probably there or thereabouts, actually, because there's no time lapse. This has been another one of my very talky kind of episodes. So I think we'll just head back home now, park up the pickup, and have a rest. And then I guess we'll just catch you in the next episode. Yeah, next episode, end of May, the last week of May, we're going to call it. And we do need to pick up a contract, definitely. Once we've got that contract, we should be in the clear. And then it's a case of saving up for, I think, a new tractor. I think that's how we got to go. And in fact, it may be the cows that pay for that new tractor with the amount of milk that's being produced. Yeah, definitely going to be a big help. But anyway, right, well, I'll start where I finished. Don't do this very often. So thank you very much for watching. Like I said, there's probably only going to be the one episode of this week. I might be able to get a second in, but I do need to get on to the roleplay story mode. Chapter 3, the first episode. There's so many things that I need to do on that new series, and I've got so many, I think, cool ideas and little kind of edits I've done to the map to create some new areas that no one's ever seen before. Including kind of interactive houses and things. It's all going to be good, I think. Maybe. Anyway, until the next episode, might see you in France, might see you back in the UK, but either way, cheers and gone.